Badussy.
Who?
Badussy.
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 Uh-huh.
Is it like the PC version of saying you're a big pussy?
No. Nope, not at all. So it's basically, the term was more so coined from like the smell after sex. So a mixture of, it's like butt, ass, dick, and pussy. All kind of in like one word. So you got like that badussy smell. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's very disgusting.
Gag me with the spoon. Let me tell you about this guy.
I'll tell you about this fucker right here.
Yeah. You guys think we're old and stupid because you use funny words that we don't understand.
So, you are old and stupid. But that's okay. We still love you. So, being a Gen Zer myself, I would argue that Gen Z, though, is the one that uses the funny words. And you don't understand any of them.
Well, so we did put each other up to, I wouldn't really call it a challenge, but it's one of those. I got a bunch of words and phrases from the Gen X days, and he's got some from the Gen Z days, and he's going to throw some at me, and I get to guess what they mean, and I'm going to do the same thing to him. Now, he should have an advantage because this is historical stuff.
Yeah, Gen Z days is current. It's current events.
So it's brand new, so we may not have been exposed to it yet. So I'd say Gen Z has an advantage in this game.
Okay. So I'll let you start. What's your first word?
All right. Let's start easy.
Okay.
All right. Chill pill.
Chill pill? So like calm down, right? Like you need to chill the out, calm down.
Yep. Gnarly.
Like cool or like sick. Like, yo, that was gnarly, dude.
Kind of. It's a little bit more than that, though.
Or is it like specifically surfing related? Like it's got to be like
it is origins in surfing for sure, right? But gnarly also is like challenging, frightening.
Oh, okay.
Not just cool, but it's like gnarly waves were this big, challenging, frightening waves, but those waves are also the cool waves.
Okay,
right?
So not just cool, but like could be like a challenge or like a challenging task.
Exactly. Yuppie.
Isn't that like somebody that's like, what do you call it? Like a pansy, or like like a pansy, or like somebody that's like a super indoors person, like doesn't know how to do anything outside.
No.
Oh, okay.
It started out as a acronym. It means young urban professional. All right.
Oh.
So when you're a yuppie,
So me?
Kind of, except it's very negative. So
it's still me.
When you're called a yuppie, you're a young urban professional, materialistic, and about the money, and was out of touch with the common person, so you couldn't really understand where they're coming from.
Material girl. Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why people didn't like yuppies. It was like a goal of mine.
Yeah, that's going in my new 2024 in my words. Get somebody to call me a yuppie. My goals.
All right. This one you should get. I consider this one easy. I think you guys are still using it. All right. Tripping.
Tripping is like basically saying like you're crazy, right? Or like you're lying or something like that.
Yeah, you're acting the fool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're tripping.
And then let's do this one. Going postal.
Going postal. I don't know. Sending a lot of postcards.
So going postal is expressing your anger. All right. When you get very mad and you start yelling, it's like that dude is going postal. And it's actually created because for a little while there were mass shootings by postal workers at the post office. Okay, a postal worker just had enough, went to work, started shooting people up, and so going postal became a thing.
Just came in. You guys blame me for all these lost ballots. The place, huh? God damn.
So you got 1, 2.
Oh, is this like a grading score?
I'm just kind of curious how many you get. So you get
Nope,
2.
it's fine. That's what it is now. I'm gonna put check marks in each one.
Oh, okay. So you got. I'll give you gnarly. I think you're mostly there. All right. So you got 3 out of the 5. That's
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now it's turn for now it's the words. Now it's your turn for some words. for some times. All right. So I'll start a little bit easier. So this one's pretty simple.
Family.
Yeah. That one's really easy. If you
But as I can, it's not necessarily your real family. It's like your friend family.
Yeah, it can be both. It can be you talking about like the fam, like, oh, my actual family, or like, you know, he's part of the fam, or, you know, whatever, talking about your friends. Yeah, if you didn't get that one, I was gonna be concerned how the rest of these were gonna go.
Oh, that's like poodles, right?
Right, exactly. Okay. Bet.
Oh, bet's like, yeah, yes, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Want to
like
go to the store? Bet.
Yeah, exactly. Like agreement or some sort of approval to something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can also be taken as like kind of a challenge, like, so, or not literally a challenge, but like instead of saying you're gonna go to the store, like, we're gonna go egg this house, like, oh, bet, like, we're definitely gonna do it, like, yeah. Oh, you know, I'll bet on that, basically, like, that we're actually gonna do something like that. Okay.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. But these are easy.
Yeah.
Suspect. Yeah, suspect, or like suspicious. It especially came around. I don't know if shit, I'm blanking now. There's like a popular video game that came out semi-recently that was like all about being like suspicious and like the suspect of the game. And I'm blanking, and I feel like an idiot because it's insanely popular. Oh, Among Us. Among Us, yeah. So whole point of that game was like, you know, finding the suspect or whatever, and now sus is like use everywhere. Okay. 3 for 3. Basic.
Basic? Is that like, 'cause I've heard the form base. Oh, that guy's base. If it's along those lines, it's like kind of crude and direct. It's like he's not, person isn't caring about your feelings. It's just going base. It's like, you're stupid.
No, so basic is essentially, we call somebody basic who likes mainstream things. So like if you have like the typical, like what they would call the typical white basic female with like the Ugg boots and the Starbucks and like the white Jeep and like all of that stuff. It's like the most basic version of like what you think that stereotype is. Oh. That's like the mainstream, like they like mainstream things.
Okay.
Or like you'd call somebody basic for just kind of liking what everybody else likes. Like, oh, like,
oh yeah,
no
you're
shit,
a top
you're
40
like
person.
Super basic, right?
Okay. So it's actually really literal, and I went a different direction.
Yeah, it's like literally being basic. Some of these are very straightforward and literal. Okay, let's see.
Crazy definitions actually mean what they mean.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you, I don't know if this is harder, but I'll give you a different one. Tea.
Tea is like gossip or drama.
Yeah, it's like spill the tea. So like give me the tea on whatever the situation is. Yeah. All right, so you got 4 out of 5. That's pretty good.
Not bad. No, I do have, I think, a little bit of an advantage. We'll tell them. It's like, I do hang out with several Gen Zers, including you. So I've heard some of these, I've had to interact with some of these things. So maybe I have the advantage.
Yeah, you've heard some of the words. Well, you know, I think it's kind of funny because like So some of the words that you've said already, like I've heard them, but I hear them in movies and I don't really hear them now. Like I don't feel like Gen X really uses the words now.
Right.
So I think that's where you may have the advantage is you're still around people that use them, whereas Gen X kind of outgrew saying like, well, and the words just aren't they're just not as common now, obviously. So,
all right. So I'll give you some more easy ones. Headbanger.
So that's like a good song, right? Like a song that makes you bang your head.
I'll give it to you. Headbanger. It's not just a song, but it's the people, a group of headbangers. They like rock music, this thing.
Make sure I'm taking notes.
So, headbanger. Diss.
Diss is like giving somebody like an insult, right? Or what do you call it? Like an insult or like doing something that's specifically like at a person, but like in like a rude way. Or
I know what you're saying. So think of sus, right? As for suspicious, right? So diss is for disrespect.
Okay, yeah.
So
he's trying to disrespect somebody.
Yeah. So, but I think you're right there in the ballpark.
Disrespect in the Camaro or whatever the hell it is.
Dissed in the Malibu.
Yeah, dissed in the Malibu.
And that one, so that gets controversial in that one because he wasn't really disrespected in the Malibu. He was dismissed in the Malibu.
Yeah.
So, but in rap, they had diss tracks where it was just...
Yeah, sometimes like dismissing somebody is like, it can be like disrespectful depending on...
Oh, yeah, it's like this, like, off with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Dip.
The only thing I can think of is like tobacco.
Okay,
like,
how about this?
Dip in.
Let's dip.
Oh, let's leave.
Yep.
Yeah, like let's go home. Yeah. I can understand in that concept in that context, but yeah, the first thing I thought of was like dipping tobacco.
Give me a dip. So yeah, dipping was just like, they say it's kind of like in the road where you hit a dip and you can't be seen anymore. So now they just say let's ghost.
Man, I like it. You're giving like the etymology of the word. I'm just telling you what the words are. I'm getting like
our words have history.
A history.
Yours is just create.
Oh, you're right. These are pretty new.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, that was just 2. I got 3 more, man. Don't get carried away.
That was only 2?
Yeah, it was like a freaking headbanger and dip, right?
And diss.
Oh, and diss. Those 3.
I was like, I thought we did more.
Crib.
Oh, that's like your house.
Yeah.
Like your place you're staying.
Bogus.
Isn't that like whack? Like that's totally bogus, dude. Like whack, uncool. Like this is dumb.
Yeah. False.
Bullshit.
In a bad way. Yeah. Like this situation is bogus.
Yeah. Situation is bullshit.
False charges. It's counterfeit.
Real bummer.
Oh, bogus charges, dude. All right. So you got is that 4 out of 5 on that?
I think so. I didn't get the I didn't really get the like diss. Diss was kind of on the edge. Dip, I didn't understand your context.
But you got that with the sentence. So you didn't get... What was it here? I guess I should start marking these things.
That's what I've been doing.
I'm not that cool.
You gotta mark them.
I'll give you 4 out of 5.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I've got some more for you. Flex.
Flex, that's like, throwing your power, right? Your authority, your influence.
Yeah, or
he's flexing on me.
Yeah, he's flexing on me. Yeah, so it's like showing off your influence or power or even your possessions. Like you can like showing off your car versus like your friends like your car or whatever. Like, oh, he's flexing on me. Yeah.
I've heard people say that about me. Oh, he's flexing on me.
All right. Shook.
Shook, I think that's actually a more literal one where you're like emotionally shaken.
Yeah, it's like shocked. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you had like instead of I'm shocked, it's you had me shook or that had me shook.
Yeah.
We like to limit our English to very basic words. Let's see. Let's do bent.
Bent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're upset. You're all bent out of shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you got me bent, or that situation had me bent.
Get bent.
Yeah, it's like frustrated or upset about something. See, that was 3, I think.
I'm pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's what this test is. Bussin'.
Bussin'.
Uh-huh.
Bussin' is like a good party.
Nope. It's like it's typically used for food. So like this is really good food. So like this food is bussin'.
You're like,
It's like busting like out the seams, you know, like
oh, you're like busting tables.
yeah. It's like busting out the seams, or like your clothes are stretching, like busting like my pants seams and all that stuff. It's like I'm really full. Like, oh, that food is so good. This bussin'.
That's stupid.
Well, I didn't say any of these were smart.
So we'll see. I got that one wrong.
Oh yeah, I marked you as right. So
It's good first choice.
1, 2, 3. Was that 4?
I think that was 4.
All right, I'm learning how to count too. Let's do. Save those other ones. Cap.
That's a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. And then a lot of times people don't say cap. It's like they'd be like, "You're capping" or "no cap," which means no.
You capping, no cap.
Yeah, that one's out of all of these. That to me, that one is like one of the stupidest ones. It's like I say something and you're like, "No cap." It just sounds dumb.
I agree, and we use it all the time in the wrestling entertainment business.
Oh, really?
That's why I know that one. And it's like, that's cap, yo. No cap. And then my wrestlers, they think it's really funny when I use it on them.
Yeah, no cap sounds so much funnier when somebody older than you, like that's not in the Gen Z era, uses it. It already sounds dumb, and then when somebody even older says it, it gets so much worse.
They also like it when I say word, right? Like it's a Gen Z thing. It's like, no, actually, we used it in the 80s, and it's just making a comeback with you.
Word is it? I don't hear that one that often, so that either is newer or just within that like circle of people, because I don't hear that one much.
Yeah, it's probably a Southern thing.
Yeah,
it's still almost the 80s there.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. They haven't evolved yet.
All right, you ready for your next 5? So you're running at 70% right now.
I haven't done your math.
Well, you only missed 3 out of 10. So.
Yeah, I haven't done your math.
You know, us Asians, we're pretty quick about that. Psych.
Psych is like just kidding, right? Like never mind, or you know.
Yeah, it's
like
kind of in a dick way. It's like, you know, this.
Yeah, and then like psych. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick move. Home slice.
Home slice. That's like your friend, right? Or like your good friend. You're my home slice, my home skillet.
Yeah, it's kind of like home slice. I think you guys call it BFF.
Sure, but I don't think I've ever had somebody use it. My BFF.
Your fam.
Yeah, my fam.
How about bodacious?
Bodacious. Isn't that like extravagant or like very like out there?
Yes, and a little bit more. Right? So it's like very attractive, but maybe
like that bodacious booty.
Yeah, it's like it's attractive but over the top.
Gotcha.
Right. So, but I'll give it to you.
Like half a point.
Preppy.
preppy, isn't that like high maintenance? Like, oh, very like preppy. You gotta like do all my makeup and like, oh, I'm too good for you people and all of that stuff.
We'll go with mostly no.
Okay.
All right. So preppy is about how you dress.
Okay.
So it originated from the upper class suburb students who went to prep schools and they dressed a certain way. It really ties in with like the yuppies, right?
Yeah.
So before you can be a yuppie, you end up being a preppy.
Preppy. Oh, got it. So there's evolutions to this. Okay. I'll have to make sure I understand when I start focusing on that as my goal.
So you got psych, you got home slice, you got bodacious, missed on preppy. Oh, let's go with an offensive one. Dweeb.
Is that like a nerd or like a geek? They're like, so like basically somebody that like likes like the, I don't know if irregular things is the right word, but like, is the dweeb like the Dungeons and Dragons, like that kid?
That's a nerd.
Or is that nerd?
So
or is dweeb more like the, because I know geek is like more like the technology,
yeah.
I think. So dweeb is just like loser, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll definitely give it to you. Socially boring and awkward. But here's where it gets offensive. It's actually an acronym meaning dim-witted, Eastern educated bore.
Oh. Okay. So it's all the dim-witted Eastern people.
Yeah, so it's actually they're making fun of my people.
Right. Gotcha. It's like the kid covered in pimples and he's like super awkward, and that's what they portray it as in like
the Asian guy kid with the glasses.
Snot coming out of his nose.
Where's all the buttons up on it's a polo and all the buttons are buttoned up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, carries all his books, maybe even have a strap so they don't fall loose or whatever, and has no discerning personality that would make people want to talk to them.
Gotcha. That's harsh. I think now that's more evolved into like just either like nerd or geek. I think that's less. I don't think people really use dweeb, and they kind of classify that in like just like a nerd, like someone.
Yeah. I just think it's like nerds don't like dweebs because they have no redeeming value. Like the dweeb doesn't hang out with the nerds because they really need to be at home practicing their violin.
No, that makes sense. All right. Let's see. Okay, so these are all going to kind of relate together, but there's key differences in each one. So, all right. So we'll go with banger.
Banger means it was really, really good.
Yeah, it's like it's specific to like a song. So like a song that's like really good and kind of like goes hard and brings out. It's kind of like the headbanger thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost the exact same thing.
Except there's no heads involved.
Yeah, it's more like emotional based. So it's like something that goes like really hard.
In wrestling, the people want to have really good matches that they call bangers. That match is a banger.
Okay. So for us, it's specifically song related. Like that's what was a banger. A bop.
A bop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to guess here. Bop would be like one of those, I don't know, kind of ditzy top 40 attractive girls.
You'd be close if you were wrong, or if you were correct. So a bop relates to banger, but it's just a catchy, good song. So like a banger is like one that's like heavy emotion, like goes hard, whatever, and then a bop is just like, yeah, like that was a good song, like, or that was like a catchy, like good.
So I was actually trying to pull from Teeny Bop, and it's yeah, I can see it's still tied there.
Yeah.
I just went for the person.
Yeah, a bop and a banger. A jam,
like Def Jams. So it's going to be like
it's still music related.
Yeah,
so I'll give you that.
It's like a catchy hip hop song or something like that.
So that would be more of a bop. So a jam for us is like a song that's like nostalgic that you've liked that's been out for a long time.
Oh, that's my jam.
Yeah, so like that's my jam, right? Like,
so it could be any song.
yeah, it could be any song, just something that's more personal, like you've listened to it for a long time, or like it's more like nostalgic.
Movie Central Intelligence. The Rock used "That's My Jam" in relation to a movie, 16 Candles, from the 80s, which is a iconic Gen X film.
I have watched 16 Candles. At least I think I have. I think I'm thinking of the right one. That's like the birthday one, right?
Yeah, Long Duck Dong.
Okay, I've watched it, but I didn't pay attention very well. Okay. Slap. A slap.
Is that like disrespect?
No, that's also music related, and it's just like a song that's good as but it's not like emotional provoking, but it's not like just a good song. It's like a good as song.
All right, that's stupid.
I had to basically like look into. So I've heard each of these words, but didn't really know like the clear definition. I had to look at like a verses on each one and like what is each one defined as. They're all the same, but like not.
Okay. I get it now, because there's actually a Tom McDonald song where he's referencing a song slapping in the car.
Yeah, that song slaps. It sometimes is also used for like any kind of entertainment, like so like that movie Slapped, or like people use it kind of interchangeably, but it's mainly related to music.
So I think you're taking over the lead here.
Yeah, with these ones.
Yeah.
I think I got one more. Yikers, or big yikes.
Like that's something bad happened, you know?
Yeah, it's like embarrassing or shocking or disturbing. It's like somebody does something is like, oh, that's a big yikers. Or
yeah, it's like my shorts fell down in gym class playing basketball.
Like yikers.
So yikes has actually been around.
Yeah, yikes is it's the exact same word. It's just adding ers or big yikes to it. It's just like emphasizing the yikes.
All right. Last five.
Okay.
Last five, and then you can do your last five. Fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Start with an easy one. Fly.
Okay, so I'm thinking of two different things. So fly is in like you're cool, like that kid is like fly, and then I'm thinking of like fly like your zipper, like
not the zipper one.
Okay.
But yeah, fly is, cool, attractive.
Super fly.
That guy's fly. He looks good. That type of thing. Gag me with a spoon.
Gag me with a spoon. You looked at my Pornhub history? So not my Pornhub history?
No, it's not your
Pornhub. Okay.
It's the saying, like, when something is really bad or disgusting, it's like, if the ugliest dude had a crush on like the hottest chick,
okay,
and someone said, hey, this guy has a crush on you, she'd be like, oh my god, gag me with a spoon.
Oh god,
this is disgusting.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right,
it's like that much gag of just like
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Totally tubular.
I'm assuming that comes more from like the surfing thing, like a tube that you surf in, but I'm guessing like something that's like really rad or like a really cool thing to do.
Did you say rad?
Yeah, like really rad.
That's a totally Gen X thing.
Like really
there's a
rad.
Rad is so Gen X. They even made a movie in the Gen X,
like Radical Dude,
named Rad. So, yeah, you're exactly on it.
Radical Dude.
Something that's really good or excellent.
And notice you guys' phrases there's a lot of surfing phrases in your words.
Yeah. Valley
like
Girl.
Skateboarding.
Valley Girl was a predominant influence in the 80s.
Gotcha.
So, where's the beef?
That's like an issue that you have between people, right?
No.
No. Okay, that's what it means.
That's
for
the
us.
correct answer for a different question.
Oh, okay.
Where's the beef is actually basically saying is like, it wasn't worth it. Was this really worth it?
Gotcha.
Where's the beef? It actually originated in a Wendy's commercial where they're
making fun of McDonald's, right?
They're making fun of all other.
Okay, just everybody in general.
Yeah, saying that their hamburgers had more beef, and it was this older woman at a restaurant ordering a burger, and she's like, "Where's the beef?
Oh, okay.
Where's the beef?" So you're doing really well. I think you're going to win this one. Rock. Yeah, this one's real easy, unless you get it in the wrong context.
Yeah, my first thought is like, so I've got two different contexts. My first one is thinking of like, rock on, like, like rock on, dude, like keep going. And then my other one is thinking like, you're my rock, so like you're like my foundation, or like my, like my foundation or my support or whatever.
I get it. So it is more on the musical side. So it's like you rock.
Okay.
Right. You're cool.
You're cool. You're awesome.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
You just did a guy solid. So you're a rock.
Gotcha.
All right. That was my 5.
Alrighty. I'm going to give you what I would say are the harder ones.
I thought I already went through that.
And newer.
When he says harder, he means dumber.
Well, that may be true. All right. Badussy.
Who?
Badussy.
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 Uh-huh.
Is it like the PC version of saying you're a big pussy?
No. Nope, not at all. So it's basically, the term was more so coined from like the smell after sex. So a mixture of, it's like butt, ass, dick, and pussy, all kind of in like one word. So you got like that badussy smell. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's very disgusting.
Gag me with the spoon.
It's very disgusting, but slightly like a newer use term. Zaddy.
I see an 0 for 5 coming here. Zaddy.
Uh-huh.
Do
you want like a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a zaddy.
I don't know. Is he like, he's fat and has zits?
No, complete opposite. It's literally just an attractive older man. I don't know where the Z comes from, but it's an attractive older man.
So I was right. We are getting into the dumb ones.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let's go with this one will be easier. Give you some sort of more of a chance. Dead ass.
Dead ass means like someone that's useless or a drain on you, on your energy or your wallet.
Well, I thought these would be easier. No, like dead ass is like for real. So like I'm dead ass about this situation or whatever. Like I'm totally truthful about the situation. It's kind of like cap or no cap, but more not as dumb sounding when somebody says it.
Oh, you're a dumbass about this situation. Got it.
Yeah, dead ass. All right, last one, which is the newer one that I heard today. Beekeeping age.
Beekeeping age?
Or like he's beekeeping age.
It's like a boomer.
Yeah.
Like a really old dude that still keeps bees for the honey.
It's not quite boomer. It's I'll give it to you. It's not quite boomer. It's exactly like what zaddy means, but it's another way of saying like, oh, like he's beekeeping age. He's like a hot older guy that like could keep bees, but not boomer. Like, more like Gen X.
Okay.
Like he's beekeeping age. That one came from Rick and Morty, and there's a scene where...
So what's a Rick and Morty?
Okay. Why are we talking about this? I don't know how many episodes we're in, but we've been talking about the wrong thing the entire time. Okay, so Rick and Morty is a show on Adult Swim.
What's Adult Swim?
I feel like you're with me on that one.
What's Adult Swim?
You don't know what Adult Swim is either? Where like Family Guy airs and like
I've heard of
The
Family
Simpsons and like all of those
Simpsons
things.
are like on.
Yeah, but they have it on like Adult Swim or like Robot Chicken, any of those things. Oh my God. You're supposed to know these things. You're the adult. This was like late night adult television that kids were not supposed to be watching. It's been on for a long time too. Man. All right. Well, anyways.
When I was growing up, Adult Swim was actually at the swimming pool, and all the kids
only adults had to swim?
all the kids had to get out for 15 minutes so the adults can actually
Oh my
swim.
God. All right. So Adult Swim basically is like the adult, it's Cartoon Network, but like late at night. So it's like all the adult cartoons.
I never watched Cartoon Network.
Okay. So it's like all the adult cartoons, right? Rick and Morty is a cartoon that comes on there. And basically the whole show is like this a boomer, essentially, this older guy who is ridiculously smart, supposed to be the most powerful, smartest man in the universe, and he takes his grandson on all of these adventures. And the show is really good in the sense of like it comes up with really intelligent ways to be absolutely chaotic and stupid, but they're very consistent, and so the storytelling is very like consistent, but kind of the whole show is like a lot of it's about like nothing matters, don't think about it, right? So like crazy ass things happen, and like the whole moral of the show is like doesn't matter, don't think about it. Anyways, there's an episode where the granddaughter and her friend are watching the granddaughter's dad. So they're watching him outside, and he's gotten into like beekeeping, and the friend is like look at your dad keeping bees. Is like such a weird thing. He was like, how old is your dad? Obviously beekeeping age. And then he basically ends with, Summer, I want to your dad. And she's like, oh, really? I didn't get that. And so that was the whole thing. And apparently, I read today that apparently beekeeping age is starting to pick up as like saying that as like, that's an older attractive man. Like, oh, he's beekeeping age. So
I'm not sure that older attractive men are going to like that phrase.
I don't know either. But God.
So you win. I doff my cap to you.
I guess, but probably not by much, to be honest. I didn't like count it. But
I choked in the end.
Well, some of these are quite interesting. Yeah, they are. I will say for a disclaimer, I don't think I really use any of these words, but there's maybe only a couple that I actually like frequently use, but most of them.
You're a Zino. You're a Z in name only.
Yep, just in name.
All right. Well, that's all I had for you. You win. I doff my cap. We will come up with another game of sorts in the future.
Okay, so I know before, like on a couple episodes back, I think we were talking about giving each other like shows to watch instead of movies, and now I know exactly what show you're going to be watching.
Okay. I'll have to find it.
It shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Maybe like just the first season or something. I don't know.
A whole season.
Come on. Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's only like 10 episodes or something.
Okay.
Like that.
If we're going to do season for season, I've got a show for you.
Yeah. Except your season can't be like 40 episodes long. It's like
we'll just do a Gen X season.
Pick like Naruto the anime where it's like 100 episodes for a season or some stupid shit like that.
No, I would not do that to you, but I do have an idea of what I would have you watch.
Okay, got it. Alrighty, well, like, comment, subscribe, do the thingies, ask us questions.
Yeah, if you have any slangs from either generation, and quite honestly, I don't give a shit about the millennials and the boomers and their slangs at this juncture.
No one does.
Yeah, but make your comments, quiz us, and if you have any topics that you'd like us to cover, put it down in there.
you want us to do more stuff like this, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace be the journey.